Good morning. You have reached the Applecrafts podcast about knitting and a little bit of crochet and hand dyeing, all that stuff. So I am filming outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and today is Friday, May 17th. I had the date wrong last time. So it is raining outside, on and off, and it's going to get heavier throughout the day. I have theater tickets today, so I'll be going out in the rain. So yay. Yay for the theater tickets, boo for the rain. I'm gonna go see Frozen tonight, so I'm excited about that. It's a musical, I think. Anyway, so that's what's going on, and today we're going to have a little bit of admin, and we're going to talk about WIPs and kitties, because I haven't updated you all on the kitties lately, and no finishes, unfortunately. So grab a drink and a snack and let's get started. So admin stuff, I am on par. I am set, whatever the phrase is. My dye channel will be going up live June 1st. It's all, everything is in its place, put it that way. So the plan is to start the channel with some of my older videos that I've had on this channel that I'm going to take off once that one goes live. Just some dye stuff that I've done in the past, and then sometime within the middle to the end of June, it's going to be more updated videos that I've been filming recently. So that's what's going on with that. So be on the lookout for that. I will put the name down below probably the next podcast, because I don't have the channel set up. I have the videos up. So I still have some work to do, but we're set to go live June 1st. So yay. Happy about that. Kitty news. So kitties have not been adopted yet. We thought about taking them to the shelter, but I just recently found out that they are so overrun that they do not have any room for animals there, and they're making, unfortunately, from what I understand, periodic visits with large animals to like fields and just letting them go because they're no-kill shelter. So that's the only option that they have, which is quite unfortunate. And I do honestly believe that half of the problem there is because we have all these people moving into Nashville who are buying up property, renting it out, and then saying you can't have pets. So what are you gonna do? You end up dumping your animals. And then we have shelters that are overrun and they all get dumped in fields. So you see how this goes. I don't understand what the deal is with that landlords are so adamant about not pets. I get that pets are messy. Pet fee? I don't know. Maybe I'm stating that from a place of privilege. I don't know. All I know is that that's part of the problem. So, but I will insert some pictures here. So, yeah, we still have 5 kitties and the mama. Still working on trying to find homes for them. It's just the shelter is not an option at this point, which is unfortunate. We are going to keep at least 2 to 3 of the cats. But if we can find homes for all 5, then that's better in the long run anyway. So we don't have names for any of them because, you know, once you name an animal, that's it. So we just have identifiers. So it's Calico, Black Cat, Ichi, because she's got a thin strip on her forehead. Then there's Flame, because her twin, quote unquote, has like a shape that looks like a flame on her forehead. And then there's Tuxedo. So those are the identifiers for them. But everybody's good. They're mostly weaned now. So I'm actually going to call the vet on Monday to get the process started to get Mama fixed. They all have to have shots before they can get fixed, whereas the shelter I was going to take them to, if I were to keep them, They fix for free. The difference is that you don't get pain meds over at the shelter, and at least you get one pain med for like a day at the vet. So plus there's also the additional charge of shots, whereas you don't have to pay for that at the shelter. So it's, I mean, I have used the shelter to get animals fixed. If I had like the big family, as we like to call it in my household, there were 5 of them, so we just took them all. Same thing with 2 of the cats that I had, and then the parents, we assume are the parents. We know who the mom is, we're just assuming the dad. And we took all them, because that's 4 of them. But, I don't know. I would like to take them to the shelter to get fixed. But the last time I took cats to the shelter, it might have been because they were a little bit young, I don't know. Because the minimum is 2 months, but it's kind of like they only do it once a month, so you got to get in when you can get in. And I think they might have been like 7 weeks or something. Anyway, they got sick. They got better, but you know, they were sick afterwards for a while. So in any case, Mama's getting done first, because she's not in heat, but she's getting real ornery and attacking all the cats. And I'm thinking half of that has to do with the fact that, you know, it's hormones. So that's the kitty situation. So we talked about the yarn dyeing, we talked about the kitties. Anyway, let's get on to WIPs. So like I said, I have no finishes. So let me move my snackages out of the way. And my coffee. All right, what's it on? So 2013 pattern by Carol Feller. And I am not done yet. I think I have 5 inches left on the body, maybe 4. So we're getting there, just not there yet. But let me stand up. And then we'll have the arms. So I'm thinking maybe next podcast we'll have a finish. No, we won't, because I'll still be on the arms. The body will be finished. That's half the project right there. So, like I said, this is Nishibi by Carol Feller. And I'm knitting this on Superwash Polworth DK. What's the size? 42, I think is the size I'm doing. And the colorway is Rum Raisin. This is one of my colorways. There you go. I love this pattern. This is my second time knitting this one. The last one is too big now, so I'm knitting a new one. And it's very flattering for my body type, so I enjoy wearing this, and I love Polworth. That's my desert island yarn. So I'm knitting this on US 5s, which are, trying to find anything on a Chiago, 3.75 millimeter. I really think they could do that's my only beef with Chiago, is that they could really darken up the writing on the needles. I'm just saying. Darker charcoal, something. Please. 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 Chiago. Hook us up. Come on. Just saying. Whew. So, well, I'm 3 balls in, almost done, so I gotta do a 4th ball. And then I'll be on the arms. Yeah. Got nothing else to say about that one. I just want to be done. I'm tired of having WIPs. I'm tired of having WIPs. Another WIP that I have that I thought might be close to being done, and not, is my very smelly what was it called? Maderia. So I'm still on the body. It's got a little bit of that color pooling, which I hate color pooling, but it actually works with this outfit because it's so subtle. So I like that. This is Noro Yarns Sonata. And if it has a colorway name, I have no idea. I just know it's Noro Sonata and it's gray. And I know I have the thing somewhere. There we go. In case you need to know the contents. It is cotton, viscose, silk, and polyamide. So. That's the tag. Okay. So I am 2 to 3 inches away from splitting for the arms, so almost there. I'm still in the middle of my second ball, which is awesome. So the length that I want, let me move my chair back, is, oh, I really gotta move back. Woo! I'm short, y'all. So anyway, my hip is, the middle of my thigh is here. So actually, I'm almost there, 2 inches. 2 inches I'll be splitting for the arms. Because this is the shorter side right here where this is my beginning of round. So yeah, sweet, I did more than I thought. Okay, yes, I got 2 inches before the arms, and then the upper body is like this weird asymmetrical thing. I'll put a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. I just wish that the yarn didn't smell. It really has an odd smell. Every time I pick it up, it's like whoosh, it just smacks me in the face. It's kind of gross, I ain't gonna lie. Hopefully it washes out. I don't know what it is that's making it smell like that, but it smells like dirty, musty. Need to take a shower. Been outside all day. I'm knitting these on US 5, 3.75. I do have I think I have a 24-inch US 5 that I will be converting to after I split, because I'll just be working the front and the back, I'm assuming. I haven't gotten that far to pattern yet, so I'll have to look at that soon. But I do love this colorway. It's a nice neutral. My plan is to style this with leggings and then maybe poncho over it, that mesh poncho that I crocheted a month or so ago. I'm gonna wear it with that. I'm actually gonna wear that tonight. So it'll be my first time wearing it out. But yeah, so that's that for that. I did not make any squares in the last couple weeks. I've really been trying to get done with Nishibi. And did I call it Ichiban? I hope not, it's Nishibi. Trying to get done with that, trying to finish the Maderia. And then, interestingly enough, even though I'm trying to finish all these things, sometimes the yarn speaks to you and you want to cast on things because you're just tired of working on WIPs. So I'm like talking out of both sides of my mouth. I understand, I know. So, oh, I didn't grab it. I think I might have a picture up. In any case, I started the Marled Mania leggings or pants or whatever by Stephen West. My first Stephen West pattern. I've only gotten an inch in, if that, because my plan, I am using scraps. My plan was to go from dark to light. So like since it's starting at the waist and then going down, I wanted to have it dark at the top and then going lighter with the scraps as it goes down. I did not have enough scraps to do more than an inch of the waist. And I was like, well, that's a false start now, isn't it? Let me fix that. So that was unfortunate. I put that away. I'm waiting until I have more dark yarn. So I think that's going to be a very big back burner project just because of how I want to do the color management. Because I'm not going to dye up yarn or use fresh skeins of yarn to do that pattern. It's not happening. So that's sitting. Actually, I'll go grab that because I like visuals. So I've got all the scraps in this box, and yeah, this is as far as I got. So what I'm doing with this is the pattern has you holding 2 fingering weight double, which he's calling that a worsted, and I swore to goodness that holding 2 fingering weight strands was a DK. In any case, the fabric that I needed for the US 8 that I'm knitting, is this a U8? No, it's a 9. I needed 3, and I did my swatch with 3, because I did swatch because I've never worked with 3 strands of yarn before, so I really want to know what my math was on that. So I'm holding 3 strands together, and this is as far as I got. Yeah, before I could do any more, because I've got this, right, which is fine. But and I've got this, but I don't have a third color anymore, because the darkest one I have after that is this, and that's not, I would like to try to keep it closer to this. So that's been put on hold, unfortunately. Although I might be able to pick that up soon enough, because I started another project after that fall start. And I talked about this pattern maybe at the beginning of the year. I know I had it set to go last October, and it just never happened. I had gotten all the colors together. I was gonna do the True Colors shawl by, what's her name? Melanie Bird. True Colors shawl by Melanie Bird. Had all my colors all set. Had my main background color all set. Went to go and knit this. I'm knitting that on a US 5, and I was like, I don't like these colors together. It's not working the way I want. So I took most of those colors out, and let me get this together. My main background color is this black, right? And then this blue, I'm just gonna do 2 colors instead of, I think the original pattern has 6, 8 contrast colors. I'm just doing 2. So my plan is to start off with this blue color. I don't know what yarn this is. I got this at a thrift shop, Smart Art Supply in Nashville. So I'm going to be doing this for pretty much until I run out of the ball. So what I did was I took the color I'm working with now, and then took 30 grams and wound it up for the striping that's at the end of the shawl. That way I can alternate that with this color, which I will be starting to integrate in the middle of the shawl before I get to this one, and then wound off 30 grams to do the end of the shawl. So it's going to be however big I get out of this yarn. And then this is all I have for the background contrast, which is more than enough. So whatever I have that I originally was going to put into this shawl that I didn't like has gone into the scrap box. And then whatever's left over of this, if there's any, I don't think I'll have anything left over of the colors. I should have a little bit left over of this black. The black is mine. It's a black with an over dye of lilac, so you just get that real light hint of purple in there, which is really pretty. You won't be able to see it on camera. It's one of those things you guys see in the light. I should have a little bit left over from this to go into the Marled Mania. I hope. It takes me, well, with all the whips I've got, it takes me about maybe a month to do a shawl, so I should be halfway done by next podcast. Of course, I keep saying that, and, you know, stuff happens. But this is what it looks like so far. It's got like this lace bit, and the stockinette bit, and then as you keep going up the shawl, this part repeats. So actually I'm in the last section for that, and then I do this lace over here, and then do that for so many rows, and then you'll have enough of this stockinette to do the next section that's got 3 of this lace going across, and then etc., etc., till you get to the top part of the shawl where it's pretty sure it's stockinette and then the eyelet row, if I remember correctly. Let me look at the photo. No, okay, it swaps. So the background becomes the main color, and it gets this lace, and then the eyelets are those colors I just showed you. So maybe I won't have enough to save for Marg Mania. I guess we'll see. We'll see. I don't need to shrink it. I just want a good healthy size, so I can stop anytime really that I want, and then finish that second part of the shawl and then be done. It's just one of those, this is one of those shawls you can just keep going and going and going and going and going and make it as big as a house if you wanted to, if you have the yarn. So I do like patterns like that because it really helps with the modification. And shawls are easy to modify in that way. So I don't think I have anything else to talk about. No, I do. One more WIP. So, still working on my son's socks. I have them folded up to get out of my way because they're getting heavy. So these are in DK. Heels, I'll talk about that later. Heels, toes, and cuffs are Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, and the wool is Targhee. And then this green is mine. It's Grassy Meadow, and I think this is Blue Face Leicester, if I remember correctly. All this is DK. So what I found out, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast. No, I don't think I did, because I think I was at the toe last time. So what I found out was, while he fit my socks, my son fit my socks, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that when he was wearing them, he was stretching out the stitches. Because that very day that I filmed, he was down here, so I had him, like I measured his foot. And he's a whole 1.5 inches longer. The width is fine. Like he might be slightly wider, but the length, he's 7.5 inches to the heel, and I'm 6 3/4 before I get to the heel. So I was like, oh, well, that's why he blew through those socks. So he could fit them, but he's not fitting them because he stretched them out. And I didn't realize he was stretching them out, which is why he went through it so fast. It didn't make sense to me that he would blow through them so fast, and now it makes sense. So I was like, okay. So I knit these to 7.5, maybe 7 1/4. I think it was 7.5. And I decided to try for the first time a peasant heel, which is a forethought heel, as some people call it. So basically, it's just like doing an afterthought, like where you have the space, except you've got the space ready for it for that. I don't tell you this is fiddly, y'all, if you've ever done a peasant heel. So what you do is you take the waste yarn and you put it where you want your heel to start, okay? Fine. Then, this is the fiddly part. Then you take, yeah, it has to be a long piece of waste yarn because you're going to use part of that waste yarn and this piece of yarn, your active yarn, to cast on the whole set of stitches that are over here, because that's your provisional, so to speak, as you're knitting your socks, so that the stitches stay on hold, so that you can, when you're ready to work them, you could just pick up all your stitches. And then they're saying you have to cut this one here that you're picking up, like that you're casting on with, you cut that after you pick up the stitches, is you pick up the right leg of the V up here, whereas you're just picking up all the stitches you have on hold over here. You're picking up the right leg of the stitches up here. But that part was fiddly, so I had like this huge gap on both sides of my socks from doing that. I'll just close it up after I'm done doing the heel. But it's just the fact that, you know, I mean, it was my first time doing it. I'm pretty sure if I kept doing it, it would be better. I do like the idea of a forethought heel because I already know where I'm putting my socks, because I don't knit for other people. If I was knitting for other people, that would be different. I would have to do an afterthought all the time. But since I know where I'm putting the heel, it's probably better for me to do the forethought peasant heel. But it's fiddly. But we'll see. You know, let me pick up the heel and do it and see how I like it. If I like the way it fits, then, you know, well, actually, I guess it's gonna be him and see how he likes how it fits, because I'm not gonna be able to fit too. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like, be prepared to really waste your yarn, because I usually use my waste yarn for garments and stuff, so I put the stitches on hold when I try stuff on, kind of like barber cords, but it's waste yarn. But yeah, so then I asked him the other day how tall he wanted the leg to be. Yo, the kid ain't bougie, right? I'm already doing a longer foot. So he's like, this is where I would normally stop. Like, the cuff would have been done, like these socks would have been done. So what is that? That's a 6-inch leg, 5.5, 6-inch leg. No, he wants like a 9-inch leg. And then I gotta do the cuff. I'm just like, really? So I had to add stitches to, you know, for the shape of the calf, you know, so I already did that right over here. So I've got like another couple inches to do, and then I'm gonna do the cuff, and then I'll be done. So I was hoping I'd be done with these by now, because I really want to cast on my tank top, because I already figured out what I want to do with my tank top. I'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, so these should definitely be done by next podcast. I told him he's not getting them anytime soon, because you don't want to wear BFL and Targi in the middle of summer in DK weight. Like, really? So he'll get them in the fall, and I'm sure I'll have another pair of socks for him at that point, now that I know his measurement, so he won't be stretching out socks. I feel more confident in taking the time to knit something that I don't think he's going to blow through as fast. I'm pretty sure he'll still blow through it, but not as fast. So that's the saga of the socks. And then let me take a pause and get the information up for what I finally want to do with my tank top with that Zoe Juniper Moon farm yarn that I got. Okay, so I have 7 balls of this color, which is showing up a little bit more blue on the screen. It's teal. The camera hates teal. But this is Juniper Moon Farm Zoe, and it's cotton linen. It's my first time working with cotton linen. It has a texture to it. And this was my quote-unquote half-ass swatch that I made. And I do plan on wearing like a cami underneath it, so this is the fabric that I want. This is AUS 4. 3.5 millimeter. So that's the texture that I'm gonna get. So I'm trying to be specific about what kind of pattern I think would go well with the yarn because of its texture. And I've never spent more time in my life trying to pick a pattern. Let me tell you what, goodness gracious. So I finally figured out what I want to do, because I was almost settling on just making my own pattern. And then I decided I'm gonna do the Ferry Ride Tank by Michele Costa. So I'll throw a picture up over here. What I'm gonna do, because I am gonna modify it just a little bit, is the bottom of this, if I can do a close-up, is, I'm guessing, reverse stockinette, because it's knitting around. So what I want to do, because I am not rowing out with this this yarn whatsoever, which is awesome, I'm gonna do a split hem. I'm still gonna do that that reverse stockinette, but if I'm doing a split hem, it ends up being a garter stitch. So, but it'll look the same pretty much. So I'm gonna do a split hem on that, up until it starts going in stockinette, and then that's when I'm going to join it together, and then all the way up to the top. And then my other modification that I'm planning on doing is with the straps. I tend to, my shoulders are not even, like everything falls down on the left side. I don't know why, like maybe this one's just lower than this one, or small, I don't know. But what works better for me is to do straps where I can just tie them so it's always adjustable on each side. So like if I need to make the side tighter, which I always do, compared to this side, it's easier instead of always having something that falls over or having to constantly adjust, or you know what I mean. So I'm going to do probably a slightly thicker strap than what's in that photo, and then just make the straps longer so that I can individually tie them. So that's what I'm gonna do. I wanna keep it simple because like I said, this yarn has some texture to it, so it's better if I just do it that way, for me, in my opinion. And just let the yarn shine, basically. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, but I need the needles that's on the Maderia. So I'm really trying to get that finished so I can get the needles, because once I'm at the top where I'm splitting for the armholes, I don't need those needles anymore. So I can start the ferry ride tank, because it's bottom up. I believe it's bottom up. Doesn't say. It's probably bottom up. Usually tank tops are bottom up. Anyway, I'm not inside the pattern right now. I'm looking on Alberti. So, yeah, so once that's done, then I can use those needles for that. Now that I know what I want to do, I already made my swatch. I know it, you know, all that stuff. So, oh, wait a minute. I just realized if that's a 5 and that's a 4, no, it's not Maderia. It's the socks. Same story though. I can't do that until I'm done with the socks, because the socks are knitted on a US 4. That's what it was. Not Maderia, the socks. So I want to finish those socks so that I can get to the ferry ride tank. I do also want to finish this Maderia because I'd like to wear it this summer. I was hoping to wear it today, but it didn't happen. It was kind of iffy whether or not it was going to get done. And I was knitting and trying to get it done. I still have like 2 more weeks of work on that. So anyway, either way, I have to work to get needles to do the thing. That's where we're at. Other news, let's see. I need to repot some plants. I have to repot my pothos. I'm scared I'm gonna kill it trying to transplant it because it's so big. But I got a cute little pot and I'm gonna hang it up over here on my wall. I'll show it when it's ready. Actually, I could show you what the pothos looks like now. There we go. So, got a tendril going on over here. Tendril over here, another one over there. I'm proud of that plant. I grew it from a little bitty baby. And I've had it for almost a year. And I'm doing really good with it. So I also need to transplant some aloe because for some reason I do really well growing aloe, and my original aloe plant is a great grandparent. So I need to get homes for all of those babies. So I got another pot for that. I think it's just one. Yeah. I think I may end up needing to there's enough babies in there, or young plants, to put it in 2. I do have the pots for it, but I have like a nice one and then I have like a not so nice one. But regardless, I gave away 2 plants last year. They were in good pots. I'm kind of mad that, you know, I did that, but at the same time I wasn't going to transplant it either, so yeah, so maybe I'll be doing that tomorrow. I don't know if I won't do the aloe tomorrow. I need to, but I think I'm gonna do the pothos first, and then I'll do the aloe. I think that's it. Yeah, the my Etsy shop is still under construction. You can get yarn if you would like some. think what I'm gonna do, let's see, we're going into summer. So what I might start doing is just offering colors for the season and then maybe the season ahead. So like summer's coming up, so I think I'll do like summer colors and fall colors, and then when winter comes, you know, fall colors and winter colors. Just kind of play around that way. Because I don't have a large selection there, and it was never my intent to have a large selection in my shop, because I'm very, very small, and I like staying small, believe it or not. So I'll probably never have more than like 30 yarns at a time, but, you know, which is fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and if you would like to take a visit and get some yarn, I'll give you a coupon code right here you can stick in. This coupon code would be good for Etsy and for Handmade Buyers Market. I have the same stuff in both places for the most part. I do try to remember to keep the prices the same. Sometimes I forget to double check. So if you see something cheaper at Etsy or Handmade Buyers, swap, whatever. Both are legit places. But I do try to catch it, because you know, it's not fair to have a higher price in one place and then the other. So I do try to remember to do that. But the coupon code will work for both. And I think I have extra things at Handmade Buyers Market than I would on Etsy. Etsy's strictly yarn. I may have some handmade stuff, and the other one, I don't remember. I got a lot going on in my head, y'all. So, yeah, I think that's it. So, I hope you're doing well. Stay safe out there, and go make something. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.